Let's find a comfortable seat on the mat, and today we're just gonna flow through a bunch of easy, simple, stretchy poses to open up our body and start the year with the sense of joy and kindness to ourselves. Not be too tough, not be too rough, and just be smooth and easy with our body and our mind. So let's arrive at this moment with relaxing every part of our body into the mat. Just let the mat take the weight of your body, sink into your hips, and allow yourself to feel the earth, to feel the mat. Close your eyes and keep your shoulders away from your ears. Once you find this stillness and relaxation with your body, bring your awareness to your breath. So breathe normally in and out through your nose, but just be aware of the inhalations and exhalations. All this time we keep listening to sounds around us, and often we don't focus on our breath. So it's kind of nice to just bring awareness to our breath every few minutes. And let us consciously slow down our breath. So start to deepen your inhalation. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Gently drop your chin in towards your chest. Feel that opening in the back of your neck. Bring a prayer with your hands and let your fingers touch your forehead as you drop your head down. Honor your presence on the mat today and then reset your head. Bring your head back up and gently open your eyes. Breathe in and lift your hands up. Look at your palms, look at your thumbs as you drop your head back, and then just fold over your body. So just bring your forehead down to the floor as your hands meet the floor in front of you. Breathe in, breathe out, and slowly lift yourself all the way up, bringing your hands up again above your head. And then make a big rainbow with your hands and bring your palms next to your body to your sides. Breathe in, lift your hands up again. And keeping a prayer with your hands, we're just going to move to our right. So just tip your hands over to your right side. You may want to close your eyes if you want to feel that sensation of opening on the left side of your body a little deeper. And then breathe in, and as you breathe out, come back up again, and we're going to move over to the other side. So tip your hands over to the left and feel that opening on the right side of your body. Breathe in and breathe out. Come back to the center and big wide arms, and we're going to bring our palms to the sides of our body. Now as you breathe in, bring your right palm over your left knee and your left palm behind you to just open up your body to the back. So use the left palm to press into the earth to encourage that twist with your upper body, and consciously keep your left shoulder away from your left ear. So your spine is a little more straight as you do this twist. Breathe in and breathe out. Release your twist, come back to the center, and bring your left palm on top of your right knee and your right palm behind you as you twist to the back. Again, press into your right palm to lift your chest further and bring your gaze to a point behind you. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Release your twist and come back to the center. Now we're going to bring our feet together to touch and open our knees wide. And to start, we're going to be very gentle with our body. So lift your head up as you breathe in and just drop your upper body above your feet a little bit. Don't go all the way down because it's still early in the day. Just going to open up our body a little bit and take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Slowly lift your chest up as you breathe in and see if you can sink a little deeper as you breathe out. Not too much again, just a little more than your first time. Breathe in and breathe out. Again, lift your chest up, breathe in, and last time we're just going to sink in a little deeper. Maybe your forehead touches your toes. If not, it's completely fine. Breathe in and breathe out. Lift your head up. We're going to pulse our knees up and down to open up the inner thighs and allow a little bit of opening on our hips as well. Breathe in, breathe out, and bring your hands outside of your knees and close your knees like a book, and just bring your knees to one side and then to the other side. So windshield wiper your knees from left to right, gently opening your hips from side to side. And then come back to the center. Bring your feet slightly forward and keep about hips width distance between your feet, hands next to your hips. Breathe in and lift your hips up, drop your head back for reverse tabletop pose. Really open up your chest, upper body, and then slowly sink your hips down to the mat as you breathe out. One more time like this. Breathe in, lift your hips up, drop your head back, hold, and then slowly bring your hips back down to the mat as you breathe out. Beautiful. Bring your legs to one side and then bring your hands to the opposite side, and we're just going to again invite a little bit of twist to the body. Breathe in and breathe out. And come back to the center and bring your legs to the opposite side and your hands to the back, encouraging this twist in the upper body, and then the sensation of the stretch flowing through your lower body as well. Breathe in, breathe out, and come back to the center. We're going to come to tabletop position. So bring your hands and knees to the mat and a straight spine parallel to the mat. We're just going to find some stillness in tabletop today. So keep your fingers stretched out and your thumbs facing each other and your gaze in between your palms. Your knees are underneath your hips and your wrists are underneath your shoulders. With a straight spine, take about 3 breaths. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and breathe out. This time as you breathe in, drop your belly button down, lift your hips up a little bit, and then lift your head up to look up towards the ceiling. Round your spine, breathe out. Chin in towards your chest. Pull your shoulder blades away from each other. Drop your belly button down. Look up towards the ceiling. Breathe in, shoulders away from your ears. Breathe out, round your spine. Push the mat away to really open the back. Last time like this, at your own pace. Lift your head up, breathe in, breathe out, round your spine, and come back to the center, tabletop position. We're just going to gently move our hips from side to side to open them up from one side to the other. and then come back to the center. Now as you breathe in, bring your right toes to the back. So stretch your right leg back and then plant your toes on the mat. And we're just going to rock back and forth on our palms to open up the back of our right leg. And keep breathing as you move forward and back. And then let's come to stillness. You're still on your toes and your palms are on the mat. Now as you breathe in, if you can, lift your right foot up so it floats a little bit on the mat. And then bring your left hand forward so your opposite hand and your opposite leg are off the mat. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, bring your left hand down and your right knee down. And we're just going to move our hips from side to side again. Come back to the center. And this time, bring your left leg back and your left toes down to the mat and rock back and forth. Opening up the back of your left leg. Breathe in and breathe out. And let's find some stillness. And as you breathe in, lift your left foot off the mat and let it float about 3 or 4 inches up above the mat. Bring your right hand forward with your right palm facing down. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, bring your right palm down and your left knee down to the mat. Bring your knees wide as the mat, and then your big toes touch together. Set your seat back on your heels and bring your forehead down to the mat with your hands stretched out. Find child's pose. In child's pose, just take a few breaths and remind yourself that this pose is available to you at any point during the practice. And it is a very nice pose to stretch your legs and to allow your body to just relax and sink into the mat anytime you feel like you want that time to yourself. Breathe in, breathe out. Lift your head up, look between your thumbs, and then just make your way back to a tabletop position. Hands underneath your shoulders and knees underneath your hips. Bring your palms slightly forward towards the front of your mat. Tuck your toes. Lift your knees and hips up to find downward facing dog. Push the mat away with the force of your palms to encourage the lift in your hips towards the ceiling, and then bring your chest slightly closer to your toes. Your gaze is between your big toes towards the back of your space, and if you feel like you want a little bit of a bend in your knees, you could have that bend to lift your hips further high up towards the ceiling. Breathe in, breathe out. As you breathe in, roll forward to a plank pose. Shoulders above your wrists and your spine is in a straight line parallel to the mat. Bend your elbows and with control go all the way down to the mat as you breathe out. Untuck your toes. Lift your chest up, breathe in. Baby cobra pose. Tuck your toes. Slowly lift your knees and hips up to find downward facing dog. This flow is called vinyasa flow. So at any point when we're taking a break between poses, it's a good idea to flow through the vinyasa. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in, roll forward to a plank pose. Breathe out, bend your elbows and with control go all the way down to the mat. Untuck your toes, breathe in, baby cobra pose, lift your chest up. Tuck your toes, lift your knees and hips up. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Pedal your feet, so drop your heel one at a time on the mat. Moving your hips from side to side. And then let's come back to stillness in downward facing dog. Now as you breathe in, Lift your right leg off the mat, three-legged dog. Your hips are still facing down towards the mat. Bend your knee, bring your right knee in towards your face and drop your foot in between your palms for a low lunge. Drop your left knee down on the mat, untuck your toes and bring your palms one at a time on top of your right knee and push your right knee forward to bring that lift in your chest. Keeping this position with your upper body, lift your hands up, Anjaneyasana or crescent lunge pose. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, sink a little deeper in Anjaneyasana. So bring your hips down closer to the mat. Lift your chest up. Maybe drop your head back a little more for a gentle back bend. And as you breathe out, we're going to bring our hands wide and down to frame our right foot in the front. Lift your right hand up as you breathe in for a low lunge twist. And stay here for a couple of breaths. Breathe in and breathe out. Bring your right hand forward and down to frame your right foot with both palms. And bring your hands towards the center of the mat, towards your hips, as you come on to the heel of your right foot with your right toes pointing straight up and a straight right leg. Drop your head over your right leg, runner's lunge pose, and in this pose, make sure your hips are in the center and they're not skewed to one side or the other. They're kind of in the center, and see if you can drop your head over your leg. Breathe in and breathe out. Rebend your right knee. Bring your hands to the front of the mat to frame your right foot. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and then step back, downward facing dog. Roll forward to a plank pose. Breathe in. Bend your elbows, go all the way down to the mat. Breathe out. Lift your chest up. See if you can find cobra pose this time. Straight arms, look up towards the ceiling. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips up. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in through your nose and a deep breath out through your mouth. Lift your left leg up as you inhale. Bend your knee and bring your knee all the way to the front and plant your left foot between your palms. Bring your right knee down to the mat, untuck your toes and bring your palms one at a time on top of your left knee. Push your left knee forward as you lift your chest up, shoulders away from your ears, and lift your hands up, Anjaneyasana or crescent lunge pose. Now as you breathe in, lift your chest up, and as you breathe out, sink a little deeper into your hips. Drop your head back a little bit for a gentle back bend. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, bring your hands wide and down to frame your left foot with both palms. Lift your left hand up as you breathe in for a low lunge twist. And we're just going to stay here for a couple of breaths. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and breathe out. Bring your left hand forward and down, so both palms are framing your left foot. And bring your hands towards your hips and come on to the heel of your left foot, straightening your left leg. And just drop your head over your left long leg. Again, make sure that your hips are not skewed to one side. So you're just going to keep them in the center, facing forward. And breathe in. And feel this nice opening in your outer left hip and the back of your left leg. Hamstrings, calves. And take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Bring your hands forward to the front of the mat as you rebend your left knee. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, and then step back, downward facing dog. Let's drop our knees as wide as the mat. Let your big toes touch and set your seat back on your heels and find child's pose again for a brief pause between our flow. Breathe in, breathe out. Now in child's pose, let's move our hands to one side, to the left. So bring your right palm on top of your left palm and just bring your gaze underneath your right arm towards the back of your space. Just opening up the right oblique muscles in the back. Breathe in, breathe out. And bring your hands to the center and move them all the way to the right now, and bring your left palm on top of your right and your gaze underneath your left arm towards the back of your space. Breathe in, breathe out. And come back to the center. Lift your head up, look between your hands, and come back to a tabletop position. Bring your palms slightly forward. Tuck your toes, lift your knees and hips up, downward facing dog. We're just going to take a slow walk to the top of the mat, one step at a time, as slow as you can. And fold over your legs. Keep about hips width distance between your feet. And just really bring that fold in your hinge at the hips and really bring that fold with your upper body. And completely let go of any stress or tension in your upper body. And grab a hold of opposite elbows. Maybe close your eyes and move from side to side. Just rock from left to right in the forward fold. Release your hands down to the mat. Let your fingers graze the mat slightly. And as you breathe in, lift your hands all the way up. Bring your hands up in the form of a prayer. Bring your hands to your heart and hands by your side. Mountain pose or Tadasana. Breathe in, lift your hands up. Breathe out, bring your hands widen down, forward fold. Now as you breathe in, bring your palms to your shins and lift your head up a little bit so your spine is straight, parallel to the floor. And as you breathe out, bring your hands down and drop your head over your legs. We're going to do that a couple of more times. Breathe in, bring your palms to your shins, lift your head a little bit so your spine is parallel to the floor. Breathe out, bring your hands down to the mat and then fold your head over your legs. Last time like this, hands to your shins, breathe in, breathe out, hands to the mat and fold over your legs. Good. Now as you breathe in, bring your hands all the way up, high prayer. Hands to your heart, hands by your side, mountain pose or Tadasana. Maybe close your eyes to see how you're feeling right now. Slow down your breath and take a deep breath in through your nose and a deep breath out through your mouth. Open your eyes and let's flow through a couple of sun salutations. Breathe in, lift your hands up, drop your head back. Breathe out, wide arms, fold all the way forward, bring your hands to the mat. Bend your knees slightly and as you breathe in, bring your right foot back for a low lunge. Plant your palms on the mat. And as you breathe out, left foot back, downward facing dog. Breathe in, roll forward to a plank pose. Breathe out, go halfway or all the way down to the mat. Breathe in, lift your chest up, cobra pose or upward facing dog. Breathe out, tuck your toes, lift your hips up, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up as you inhale. Bend your knee, bring it all the way forward. Low lunge as you exhale. Lift your chest up, breathe in and push off from your left foot and bring it forward to meet the right. Fold over your legs, breathe out. Bring your hands all the way up, breathe in, high prayer. Hands to heart, hands by your side, mountain pose, exhale, Tadasana. As you breathe in, lift your hands up, high prayer, gentle back bend, breathe out, hands widen down, forward fold. Bend your knees, step your left foot back for a low lunge, breathe in, breathe out, bring your right foot back, downward facing dog. Roll forward to a plank pose, breathe in, bend your elbows, go halfway all the way down. Lift your chest up, breathe in. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips up. Downward facing dog. Breathe out. Lift your left leg up. Breathe in. Bend your left knee. Bring it all the way forward. Breathe out. Lift your chest up. Breathe in. Push off from your right foot and bring it all the way forward to meet your left and fold over your legs. Bring your hands wide and up to meet in high prayer. Look up towards the thumbs. Bring your hands to your heart and hands by your side. Mountain pose or Tadasana. Maybe close your eyes and see how this beautiful flow in sun salutation has warmed up your body, increased your heart rate. Breathe in and breathe out. Now as you breathe in, lift your hands up, high prayer. Breathe out, bring your hands widen down, forward fold. Step your right foot back as you breathe in and your left foot back, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up, breathe in, three-legged dog. Bend your right knee, bring it all the way forward and bring your right foot between your palms. Drop your back foot down to the mat, flat on the mat, and then circle your arms up and open up for warrior two. Beautiful. So keep your right knee bent and your left toes are pointing towards the long edge of your mat. Keeping your shoulders away from your ears, bring your gaze to a point in front of you, just ahead of your right fingertips. Breathe in, straighten your front leg, lift your arms up, flying warrior. Breathe out, rebend your right knee, open up your arms. Circle your arms down to come back to a low lunge. Framing your right foot, step back, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up as you breathe in. Bend your left knee, bring your left foot to the front between your palms, low lunge. Drop your back foot down, open up your arms, warrior two. So your right toes are pointing towards the long edge of your mat and your left knee is bent. Keeping your chest lifted, open up your arms and your gaze is towards the point in front of you, just above your left fingertips. Beautiful. Breathe in. Lift your hands up, straighten your left leg, flying warrior. Breathe out. Rebend your left knee, open up your arms. Warrior two. Circle your arms down to frame your left foot. Come on to the ball of your right foot, low lunge. Step back, downward facing dog. You could take a vinyasa or you could choose child's pose, whatever feels comfortable for you. If you're taking a vinyasa, roll forward to a plank pose As you inhale, go all the way down to the mat. As you exhale, lift your chest up, breathe in, and lift your hips up, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Once we meet in downward facing dog, we're going to add on to the warrior 2 pose in the second round. So as you breathe in, lift your right leg up, 3-legged dog. Bend your right knee, bring your right foot forward between your palms, breathe out. Plant your left foot back on the mat. Circle your arms up and open them up to find warrior 2. Breathe in, lift your hands up, flying warrior. Breathe out, rebend your right knee, warrior 2. Straighten your front leg, breathe in. Bring your torso all the way forward first. And then bring your right palm to your shin, ankle or foot, and lift your left hand up for triangle pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Bring your left arm forward, bend your right knee, and bring your left palm down and your right palm down to frame your right foot. Step back, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up as you breathe in. Bend your left knee, bring your left foot between your palms. Drop your right foot down and open up your arms, warrior 2. Bring your gaze to a point in front of you, breathe in. Straighten your front leg, lift your hands up, flying warrior. Rebend your front knee, warrior 2. Now as you breathe in, straighten your front leg and bring your torso all the way forward. And then drop your left palm to your shin, ankle or foot and bring your right hand up to find a triangle pose. So your back is straight, almost like you're resting on a wall behind you. Maybe look up towards your right thumb and breathe in and breathe out. Bring your right arm forward and down as you bend your left knee and bring your left palm outside of your left foot and find a low lunge. Step back, downward facing dog. And right away, let's drop our knees as wide as the mat and big toes touch. Set your feet on your heels, forehead to the mat, child's pose. Allow your body to rest a little bit between the poses. Breathe in, breathe out. Lift your head up and come to a tabletop position. Bring your palms slightly forward. Tuck your toes. Lift your knees and hips up. Downward facing dog. We're going to take a slow walk to the top of the mat and fold over our legs. And breathe in. Lift your hands up. High prayer. And breathe out and sink into chair pose. So bring your hips towards your heels. And your feet are about hips width distance. And lift your chest up. And breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, straighten your legs, come back up. Bring your hands wide and down next to your body, mountain pose Tadasana. Let's do that one more time. Lift your hands up, breathe in. Sink into chair pose, bend your knees and bring your hips towards your heels. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and as you breathe out, straighten your legs, come back up, and this time lift your chest up as you breathe in, and then just sway your arms in front of you and then let them go behind you, and drop your head back as your hands, fingers point straight up towards the ceiling. Interlace your fingers behind your back and then just stretch them behind you, allowing your upper body to come closer to your legs. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Release the clasp of your fingers. Bring your fingertips down to the mat and slowly roll up to stand, one water breath at a time. Hands to either side of your body. Breathe in, lift your hands up. Breathe out, hands to heart, hands by your side, mountain pose. Bring your hands to your waist now and your right foot steps back to about the center of the mat. And your left foot is in the front of the mat, so no change there. Lift your chest up as you breathe in. Bring your hands up towards the ceiling. And like you're catching a ball above your head, you're just going to move that ball to the front. Bring your upper body parallel to the mat. And just drop the ball. Just release the ball out of your hands and bring your palms to the mat to find pyramid pose. It's okay if your fingertips or your palms don't reach the mat. That's not the idea. You can have a gentle bend in your knee and just drop your head over your front long leg. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and lift your chest up a little bit. And breathe out. Bring your right foot forward to meet the left. Fold over your legs. Lift your hands up as you breathe in, high prayer. Hands to heart, hands by your side, mountain pose or Tadasana. Bring your hands to your hips and bring your left foot back to about the center of the mat. Both your legs are straight. Lift your chest up, and with this lift in your chest, lift your hands up and catch that imaginary ball above your head. Tip over your hips, hinge over your hips, and then move your upper body forward and release your hands down to frame your right foot. And then have a gentle bend in your front knee to find pyramid pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lift your chest up as you breathe in. And then bring your left foot forward and fold over your legs. Breathe in, lift your hands up all the way, high prayer. Hands to heart, hands by your side, mountain pose or Tadasana. We're just going to come to a seated cross-legged position in the center of our mat with our legs facing forward. And keep a straight spine and your chest lifted, shoulders away from your ears, Dandasana. Tap your knees up and down to open up the backs of your legs gently, and then come back to stillness with your body. Lift your hands up within, fold over your legs. Maybe grab a hold of your feet or just gently touch your toes and allow your head to fold over your legs. Breathe in, breathe out. Lift your head up and bring your hands on your lap. We're just going to bring our hands to the outside of our hips. Going to scoot forward a little bit and plant our feet on the mat and gently roll on to our backs. One vertebrae at a time, slowly with control. Close your eyes and then bring your fingertips towards your heels and see if they can slightly touch your heels. And then bring your hands to either side of your hips. With your knees facing up, we're going to do bridge pose. So as you inhale, lift your hips up, keeping your chin away from your chest. Maybe bring your shoulder blades together behind your back and then interlace your fingers. to find a little more lift with your hips. Breathe in, fill your stomach, breathe out, release from your mouth. Slowly release your hips down to the mat. And today we're going to do a figure 4 stretch. So bring your right foot up, breathe in, straight leg. And then bend your right knee. And just bring your right ankle on top of your left knee. And open up your right knee to the right side. Lift your left foot off the mat. And then bring your palms behind your left thigh. And just try to bring your left thigh closer to your chest. And if you can, use your right elbow to push your right knee towards the right side. That's going to open up your right outer hip a little more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Slowly release the clasp of your fingers and then just let your right knee drop all the way to the left. And bring your right arm stretched out to the right side to find a supine twist. Breathe in, breathe out. Come back to the center, bring your knees in towards your chest. And then release your feet down to the mat with your knees pointing straight up. Let's go over to the other side. Bring your left foot off the mat and let your left foot point straight up towards the ceiling. Bend your left knee and bring your left ankle on top of your right knee. Bring your right foot up away from the mat and bring your palms behind your right thigh, interlacing your fingers. And then push your left knee out to the left with your elbow. Breathe in. And breathe out. Slowly release the clasp of your fingers and drop your left knee towards the right side. And then bring your left hand stretched out towards the left for a supine twist. Breathe in and breathe out. Come back to the center. Bring your knees in towards your chest and this time hug your knees. And bring your forehead towards your knees. Give yourself all the love you need. And then open your knees wide. Grab a hold of the outer edges of both feet for happy baby pose. Your feet are pointing straight up towards the ceiling. And massage your lower back. Take any last movements that you feel comfortable doing. And then once you're ready, you're just going to gently release both feet down on the mat and your hands by your side. Shavasana, final resting pose. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, consciously let all the muscles in your body sink into the mat and trust the mat to take the weight of your body and your mind. For this last minute or so, just release all the tension and stress in your body. From the top of your head to the bottom of your feet, any muscle that feels clenched, just let go. Unclench your jaw. Relax your eyelids. All these muscles that unconsciously get tight. Breathe in. Breathe out. Start to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes, bring awareness back to your body and your surroundings. Interlace your fingers and take a deep morning stretch. Stretch your feet, stretch your hands above your head. Bring your feet one at a time on the mat with your knees facing up, keeping your eyes closed. Let's move over to one side to find a comfortable fetal position. Push your palm into the mat and then slowly rise up to come to a seated cross-legged position with your eyes still closed. Hands in front of your heart, bow your chin towards your chest. Fill your heart with gratitude for everything there is and everything that is to come in 2024. Thank yourself for showing up on the mat this morning, and I really thank you for letting me guide you through this practice. Namaste.